You are the invisible observer. While everyone else is fighting for attention, posting the perfect headshot, the curated bio, and the high-definition smile, you are a grey void, a silhouette, a ghost. To the average user, your lack of a profile picture looks like laziness. They assume you're a boomer who lost their password, or a bot farming for clicks. They dismiss you as an NPC, a background character in their main character energy. But that's not what it feels like from the inside, is it? From the inside, it feels like power. You have stumbled upon a psychological weapon used by prison guards in the 18th century. By remaining faceless, you see everyone but no one sees you. You are the digital equivalent of a one-way mirror. But here is the twist. This power is radioactive. While you think you're protecting your privacy, you're actually triggering a deep evolutionary threat response in everyone you interact with. You aren't just invisible, you are terrifying. In this video, we aren't just talking about JPEGs. We are talking about the Uncanny Valley, the Panopticon Effect, and the dangerous psychological cost of becoming a ghost in the machine. Let's start with the immediate reaction you provoke. Why does a blank profile picture make people so uncomfortable? It's not just aesthetic, it's biological. There is a concept in robotics and psychology called the Uncanny Valley. It states that when something looks almost human but not quite, it triggers a response of revulsion and fear. It's why zombies or realistic dolls are scary. They trigger our pathogen avoidance system. When you comment on a thread with a grey silhouette, you are triggering a digital version of this effect. In a social feed full of faces, your blank avatar registers as a violation of human norms. You are an anomaly. If you have a face, I can read your micro-expressions, judge your age, and assess your intent, which makes me feel safe. Conversely, if you are a blank slate, you remain an unknown variable. Research suggests that humans rely on facial cues to build instant trust. Without them, the brain defaults to threat. This is why, when you leave a neutral comment, people read it as aggressive. This is why you get kicked from group chats. You think you're being neutral, but to the human brain, ambiguity is never neutral. Ambiguity is danger. But let's go deeper. Why do you choose this? If we look past the excuse of simply not getting around to it, we find a fascinating historical parallel. In the late 1700s, the philosopher Jeremy Bentham designed the ultimate prison known as the Panopticon. The design was simple, a central watchtower surrounded by a ring of cells. The tower had special blinds, so the guard could see out, but the prisoners could never see in. Because the prisoners never knew if they were being watched, they had to assume they were always being watched. The guard in the tower had total power solely because he was invisible. This is the psychological architecture of the internet today. And if you don't have a profile picture, you are trying to inhabit the tower. You want to consume content, read arguments, and judge others without ever being judged yourself. You want to be the unverifiable observer. This feeds a psychological state called de-individuation. When you are anonymous, you lose your sense of self-awareness. You become part of the mob. This is why the worst hate comments always come from profiles with no picture. It's not just that they are hiding, it's that without a face, they lose their own humanity and are liberated from the social contract. You might not be a troll, you might just be a lurker, but the psychology is the same. You are hoarding your identity to maintain a sense of control. So you have the power of the Panopticon. You are safe from judgment. But what does this cost you? The cost is depersonalization. When you present yourself as a default user, you eventually start to feel like one. Think about the default avatars of history. You have the mystery man silhouette, the famous Twitter egg which was used from 2010 to 2017, and perhaps most famously, the generic silhouette in Microsoft Outlook 2010. That specific silhouette was actually a trace of Bill Gates' mugshot from when he was arrested in 1977. When you use these images, you are literally wearing a mask of a generic criminal or an unhatched egg. You are signaling to the world and to your own subconscious that you are unfinished. The hidden cost is that you become a ghost in your own life. You stop taking risks. You stop standing by your opinions because it's just an internet account. You suffer from what sociologists call social invisibility. By avoiding the pain of being judged, you forfeit the pleasure of being known. You think you are opting out of the game. In reality, you are just forfeiting your turn. So how do we fix this? I am not telling you to upload a high-definition selfie if you have social anxiety. I am not telling you to become an influencer. I am telling you to perform a digital handshake. The goal of a profile picture is not vanity, it is humanity. It is a signal to the other primates in the digital room that you are real, you are distinct, and you are accountable. If you're scared of the spotlight effect, the fear that everyone is staring at you, use the abstraction reframe. Instead of your face, use a symbol, a piece of art, or a landscape that means something to you. Move from default to deliberate. The moment you change that grey silhouette to anything else, you step out of the Panopticon tower and join the community. You lower the defenses of everyone interacting with you. You stop triggering their Uncanny Valley fear response. In a world of infinite noise, silence is powerful. In a world of constant visibility, invisibility feels safe. But safety is not the goal of a life well lived. Connection is. That grey silhouette isn't a shield. It's a cage. It protects you from judgment, but it blocks you from resonance. The internet is a vast, chaotic, and often terrible place. But it is also the only place where we are all together. Don't show up to the party wearing a mask. Step out of the tower. Pick an image. Be seen. Because if you aren't willing to be seen, you can't be heard.